Welcome back to the Philly Menaces YouTube channel. I'm Jack Morgan. I got this Phillies-Giants series. The Phils win Game 1, 6-4. Hey, it was a game and a half, man. I felt like the weird thing with this game was that you obviously had the national championship on, and I'm sorry, but this is Game 10 of the Philly season. I had a little more precedent to put on the Natty, and I did pay attention to the Phillies, but before I knew it, they're down 4-0 pretty early on. But in the end, they do get it done. Andrew Painter did face a little bit of challenge. However, I think there is some note that you can take, or some positive that you can take from the kid being able to work through it.
Why? Why is this always a heart attack? Oh man, we don't need extras. This game's over. This game's over.
Can one of you guys get a map? Please, get a map.
Phillies have been painfully underwhelming. Oh my God!
They stink!
Ah!
Choose your fucking brain rock! It's gone!
What specifically the challenges entailed was the third inning where, of all people, Matt Chapman hit a 2-run triple. That just doesn't make any sense. What does make sense was Luis Arias actually having a really good game. I mean, the guy's a singles machine. I think he's one of the more underrated players in baseball and almost a lost art because no one really, you don't see guys that often get a lot of recognition for just getting singles and getting on base. I, for one, think that's what Trey Turner should be, but sometimes Trey Turner doesn't know how to hit, as described by Nick many times. But anyways, the Giants do score 3 runs. They then got another run in the fourth. So before you know it, like I said, the Phillies were down in this one 4-0 by the time I actually got to put that game as the main thing I was watching on my TV screen. But that's where things started to change. This is where the Phillies started to show the offense that we, quite frankly, have been hoping to see all year. Yeah, this is where things changed. 4-run 7th inning for the Phils. I mean, you talk a lot about having good at-bats. I thought Alec Boehm, even though, hey, he had a couple of bad at-bats, he had a couple really important ones late in this game, especially that double that he kind of just dribbled down the first base line. I know you could be like, hey, that wasn't supposed to happen. He just got lucky. He ran his tail off to get to second and just barely got in there. And using all parts of the field is something that if Alec Boehm's not going to have power, he needs to be a good hitter. Like, it's okay if he doesn't have power, but man, use all the parts of the baseball field then. If you're not going to be a power cleanup, you got to at least provide something with runners on base. And specifically, just get on, man. I'm more concerned about his on-base percentage than I am his slugging percentage because we know that's going to be disappointing. But I'll tell you what, who needed a big game in the worst way? Bryce Harper. And now I do actually have somewhat of a bone to pick because I thought that stat about the last 2 games for Harper against the Giants at Oracle Park. You also got to remember that was a game that the Phillies put up like 15 runs or so the last time they played at Oracle Park. After they had lost on a walk-off flipping homer from Patrick Bailey, who, of course, in this game is a Phillies killer. He's a young Phillies killer in the making. I swear to God, this guy's going to be 40, and he's going to hit another walk-off 3-run inside the Parker. I swear to God it's going to happen. But off that side point, Bryce Harper does have a big-time game for the Phillies. He has 2 RBIs, and the biggest one tied up the game at 4. And then, like I mentioned, the Alec Boehm kind of dribbler down the first base line that ended up being fair. And the Phillies end up taking the lead, and they don't squander it. Yohan Duran, I mean, we did obviously, in fairness, yes, Duran had his kind of hiccups towards the end of the season. It wasn't very noticeable because the other times he was blazing 100 million miles per hour fastballs by guys. Yeah, obviously he's pretty awesome. But at the same time, he did have some hiccups. I thought he didn't look as sharp in the first series. It's okay, it's opening day. But he looked really good tonight. And that's encouraging to see. The Phillies bullpen hunkering down is important and encouraging to see as well. So my thing with this, and I'm sorry, I do got notes here over on the laptop. Bolin having what ends up being a clean inning with 2 strikeouts is massive because obviously the Matt Strahm trade was a very big deal. Like, you trade a guy that has been a staple in your bullpen for the last however many years. So the guy you get back, I don't care if he's not on the same level and it was kind of clear salary, fair enough. Well, not fair enough. I'm so pissed about it, but it's beside the point. You can't do anything about it now. He needs to be good. And I think Jonathan Bolin actually was looking good on on Monday night. So that's encouraging. You need more from him, though. Once you get Lazar and Kerkering back, there's going to be a couple of spots that are up for grabs. If you can distance yourself from being one of those guys cut, that's all the better. Kyle Backus is probably going to be, I hope to God he gets cut. Maybe not cut, but just sent down. I don't ever wish, guys to get cut, but Backus cannot be in this rotation. He will cost you more games than he wins you, and he'll be a -10. So the Brandon Marsh sac fly ends up making it 6-4, and like I said, things are closed out pretty nicely by the Phillies bullpen. So now you're up 1-0 in a series against the San Francisco Giants at Oracle Park. That's a sentence I did not think I'd be saying at any point. But now you got another 9:45 game, which means it sucks more for me because if I had it my way, I would have recorded last night, but I did not. This one I'm going to actually be able to watch more of, which is better. But also at the same time, I hate being up at 12:30 because a lot of people are asleep. I still live in a dorm. So I don't know how I haven't gotten a noise complaint. In fact, it's Nick and Carlos' fault that I got a noise complaint the last time. So let's be real with ourselves. I'm probably due at some point. So hopefully they don't give me another 6-4 game because let's be quiet. Yeah, Carlos, Yeah, the common denominator, by the way, is that Carlos and Nick were in the room when I got my first noise complaint. That's never happened in my 4 years. But let's keep it a buck. It was those two that were in there. Other than that, me alone, never got a noise complaint. What can I say? Maths. But anyways, that will wrap it up. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with you for another hopefully late night video as long as I'm able to get it out. But let's be real, the sleep schedule is so screwed anyways, I'll probably be up with you.